Welcome back, guys. Pearhead Gaming. This is my updated Xbox One collection for 2019. I'm going to start with some new ones mixed in as well as some old ones. Monster Hunter World. This is one of my favourite games. I have this game digitally and I've played it for, well, a couple of 100 hours, but I like the game that much and I put that much time into it. I play it every day still. That I had to get the box version as well, obviously, because I like box versions. It feels more complete, but this game is slowly creeping up to be possibly my favourite game on the Xbox One. I absolutely love this game. Brilliant, recommend that to anybody. Minecraft, as shown in my first video, got this one with the console. Obviously Minecraft's a good game. Everybody likes Minecraft, don't they? Especially if you've got kiddies to play it with. Yeah, I don't dislike Minecraft, it's alright. FIFA 19, not a bad game. I do enjoy football games, but it seems to me that they seem to be getting better in graphics, but worse in gameplay. I don't know what it is, but yeah, still not bad. Mortal Kombat 11, brilliant. As always, Mortal Kombat franchise is my favourite, that and Injustice, out of all fighting games. But Mortal Kombat 11, definitely worth a try. I've put tons of time into this one since it come out. Same as number 10, I'd recommend that one. Another one of my favourite games, No Man's Sky. I don't know what it is about No Man's Sky. I just find it really, it's one of them games you can just pop in and just chill out on it, and it's not too stressful. You can just go around and explore new planets, and it gets a lot of stick, this game, when it's really good. I'd definitely have a go at that one. Payday 2, The Big Score. This is basically the Crime Wave edition, which I'll show in a minute, but a load of pieces of DLC in with it. Yeah, I love Payday. Again, this is another one of my favourite games. I'd probably put this in my top 10. Absolutely love it. World War Z. Really enjoyed this one. Played it tons. Had it pre-ordered. Put a load of time into it. But once you've finished all the levels multiple times, it does kind of get a little bit tedious. I will go back to playing this as soon as they start bringing out updates and extra levels and things, but it's definitely a good game, looks amazing. GTA 5, yeah, everybody has GTA 5, virtually everybody anyway. Brilliant game, what can I say? If you're a fan of gaming, everybody knows about this, not much to say about that all. Injustice 2. Got this one thinking it weren't going to be as good as Mortal Kombat. Definitely is as good as Mortal Kombat. Fantastic. I put so much time into this one, got sucked into it with the guilds and everything. I was on it every day, getting rewards. Brilliant. Got all my characters levelled up. Vikings, Wolves of Midgard. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect from this one. I knew it would be sort of like Diablo. Diablo is my favourite sort of game like this, but this is not a bad one. The combat's quite satisfying on it. Yeah, it's okay. Another game similar to Vikings and Diablo is Titan Quest. This was another one that I'd wanted for a while. I got it. It plays a little bit clunky, but if you enjoy them sort of top-down games like Diablo, it's worth a try, but obviously nothing's as good as Diablo. The Long Dark. This is like a survival game. It's quite unique actually. You like have to survive in the wilderness against bears and other animals and the cold, and yeah, it's one of them games where if you're into survival you'd really enjoy it. It's quite realistic. Payday 2 Crime Wave edition. This is just the normal version of the one I showed before. Yeah, I got them both at the same time, just so I'd have them both in the collection. Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. As I said in the previous video, played the 360 version to death, but I have started playing this version more now. I've started to put more time into this and realise why I love Skyrim so much. Got sucked back into it again, started levelling my characters up again. Yeah, I'm back onto it again. That Star Wars Battlefront, the first one. Not bad. I was glad that they added in the split screen mode, so you can play with your friends and family on the same console. It's not as good as number 2, which I've digitally installed, but still a good game, still worth playing. Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't like this, I'll be honest. I got it. It was nothing like Skyrim. Skyrim's enjoyable, satisfying combat. This was a bit rubbish, to be honest. I've even reinstalled it since, tried it again, and I still couldn't get into it. I'd recommend Skyrim over that any day. The Division. This weren't a bad game. I put quite a bit of time into it. I just weren't keen on the fact that it took so many bullets to put down some of the enemies, some of the low-level enemies. It was pretty ridiculous, to be honest, but it was enjoyable for what it was. I did enjoy what I played of it, but the reason why I haven't picked up Wildlands is because I didn't want it to be like that, the enemies. Fallout 4, the regular edition. Yeah, same with this one. Hundreds of hours put into this one. It did a bit of a glitch where it corrupted my save file on the Nuka World DLC, which kind of put me off a bit after putting hundreds of hours in. But I'm not starting a new character from the beginning again. Put that much time into it. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. This was one of them games I'm not really into stealth, but I really wanted to enjoy it. But I've not put enough time into it, to be honest. I'd like to go back. I can see it took ages to get into the story, and then when it did, I enjoyed the free roam experience of it, but it's one of them games I'd need to play more, but I just haven't got round to. Mad Max, this is another one of them games I've had since launch. Enjoyed what I played of it. It seems quite underrated, but I've just never got a chance to really put in enough time into it as I'd like to do. But I enjoyed it. Mortal Kombat XL. Obviously Mortal Kombat, fantastic, plus all the extra characters on this were brilliant that they added in. Predator and Alien and Jason and all that, yeah. They added some really good characters to the roster on this one. Definitely gives the new one a run for its money. 7 Days to Die. This was a really good game. If you're into sort of like a survival again, like The Long Dark, but with zombies, sort of has a bit of a Minecrafty feeling to it, if that sounds strange, but with a survival twist to it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like a survival game, but with zombies, that one. Sea of Thieves. Not bad. It weren't quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, it's alright. It's worth a playthrough. If you play with your friends and things, it's quite fun. But it's not a game that I'd invest too much time into, to be honest. Wolfenstein: The New Order. This one is very good. This is the closest I've got to finishing a Wolfenstein game, is this one. But it's actually my favourite Wolfenstein game as well. Put the most time into this one. I've got right near the end recently and stopped to play other things, but we'll go back and finish that one. Halo Wars 2. This one, my son plays more of this one than me. He plays quite a lot. He's into this like real-time strategy games, but I'm not so much. But I like when he plays it. I like watching him on it. Black Ops 4. Get all the Call of Duty games every year, and actually I really enjoyed this one. I thought that they added tons of game modes, tons to keep you busy. The Battle Royale mode were fantastic. Looking forward to seeing what they do next, to be honest, because this one was really enjoyable. Homefront: The Revolution. This one is actually, in my opinion, very underrated. I probably put about 15 hours into this one. Got right to the end of the story. Keep meaning to go back and finish it, but for £4, definitely give that one a try. Strange Brigade. One what can I say about this? It's fairly enjoyable. It's not as good as, say, Sniper Elite or Zombie Army Trilogy, but it's pretty good. Third person, it has its moments. Red Dead Redemption 2. I had this one pre-ordered again. Probably about 70 hours into this one. Got sucked into it. I wasn't impressed with the online part of it, to be honest. It weren't as good as I thought it were going to be. But the story, can't fault the story. The story was fantastic. If you're going to buy it, I'd buy it just for the story, to be honest. Jurassic World Evolution. Again, one of my other sons plays this one more than I do. He's into that whole management of things and he loves dinosaurs, so he likes this one. I've not really played this one, to be honest, but yeah, it looks good what I've seen of it. Garden Warfare 2. Definitely an improvement over the first one. The first one was good as well, but this one added the Backyard Battlegrounds feature, which was really, really enjoyable. Recommend this if you're into that sort of thing. Sorry. Dishonored Definitive Edition. Obviously the best version of Dishonored you can get. Recommend it if you're into stealth games. I'm not so much, but to be honest, I wanted all the newer Dishonored games, so picked it up, tried it again and enjoyed it, but not played loads of it. Same as this, Dishonored 2. Obviously I chose Corvo when you pick at the beginning, but more of the same, enjoyable. Dishonored Death of the Outsider. This is the only one I've not tried out of the three. I know it, well, I've tried it to see it works, but I haven't played any of it, to be honest. I will get around to it. Fighter Within. This is another one I got with the console, this one. Don't like it, it's rubbish. Probably up there with the worst game I've got in the collection, to be honest. This is probably the worst, actually. Worse than Elder Scrolls Online. PUBG. I've got another version that's unboxed. This is not even open, this one. Not bad. The graphics are rubbish. It's better on PC. But, yeah, it's a little bit glitchy. Nowhere near as good as Battle Royale mode. Well, Fallout 76. This is the Amazon Special Edition. You get, like, badges and stuff with it. Not, to me, not as bad as people made out, but I am a massive Fallout fan. Anyway, so I'd recommend it. It's good for what you can get it for now. I'd definitely give it a go if you've never played it. It's not as bad as this. Not as good as previous Fallouts, but not bad. Another one of my favourite games, Diablo Reaper of Souls. This is the Ultimate Evil Edition. Put tons of time into this one. Absolutely love farming all the different rifts and things and getting better legendary weapons, and oh, it's addictive. This War of Man, the little ones. This is not a bad game. If you're into that sort of, this is like a survival feel to it, where you have to keep people alive, and yeah, it's different. There's not many games out there like it. Battlefield Hardline. In my opinion, this was one of the best Battlefields. I know it gets a lot of hate off people, but the cops and robbers feel to it. I preferred it to the army feel, to be honest, and the story was surprisingly good in this one. Metro. This is obviously a remaster of 2033 and Last Light. Fantastic remasters. They improved the controls and everything on 2033, so it plays more like Last Light. Yeah, great game. I'd recommend this one if you can get it cheap and you're into horror games. FIFA 18. Not bad. It's more of the same like 19. Obviously they just update every year and sweet little things. But FIFA's FIFA. Flockers. Another one of them little games. It has a bit of a Lemmingsy feel to it. Not bad. More of the game that the kids play than me, to be honest. But yeah, you can get it cheap. FIFA 16. I have 17 digitally. This is 16. Last FIFA game I'll show you in the collection, this one. Yeah, same again as I said with the other one, but I do have a special fancy box for this one. obviously with Messi on. This came with it. Yeah, they improve slightly every time, but Stardew Valley, an enjoyable little game if you're into like city management and you can like live a life in a different world, and yeah, it's alright. I enjoyed it for what it was. I've not put a lot of time into it, but I will definitely keep meaning to go back to that one. Worms, WMD All Stars. Well, it's Worms, isn't it? What can I say? It's alright for a quick blast. It does get a little bit repetitive, like any Worms game. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Very good game. It's quite realistic, so it's quite difficult at times, quite brutal. Once you master the combat, it's quite satisfying. It's a bit like a sort of like a Skyrim, Witcher sort of game, but a lot more realistic. I'd recommend it though. If you, well, you never seem to see it that cheap. I got it for 25, but I'd recommend it. Carmageddon, Max Damage. I'm not a massive fan of racing games. I've said this before. The only ones I really enjoy are the Forza Horizon games and Carmageddon, because you can just drive around smashing into things and causing mayhem. And I'd recommend this one. Yeah, if you're not into serious racing games, I'd recommend that one. Just Cause 3. Got this one because I love Just Cause 2, and I was waiting to see it quite cheapish and found it for 10 quid. So again, it's more like Just Cause 2, so it's enjoyable if you're into the Just Cause games. I just haven't got around to spending a lot of time on it yet. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Yeah, if you like the first South Park, The Stick of Truth, you'd like this one. I'm not a huge fan of South Park, but for what it does and the type of game it is, yeah, it's alright. Titanfall, the first one. I've got Titanfall 2 digitally, the Ultimate Edition, but this is the first one. I've had it for a long time. It's definitely a good game. It gives COD a run for its money in the multiplayer states. Anyway, the Titan feature were brilliant on these games. Thief. What could I say? 4 quid. I wanted the best version of it. It's sort of like a Dishonored game, not quite as good as Dishonored. But it's one of them games, if you can get it cheap enough, pick it up. Again, Watch Dogs, not a bad game. Had it pretty much since it first came out. Not got the second one because I weren't a huge fan of this one, but it's not the worst game you'll play. It's pretty good. It's just not as good as, say, other games like GTA. Dragon Age Inquisition. It's like the other Dragon Age games. I've got them all, wanted to put loads of time into them, but always ended up playing other RPGs instead, like Skyrim and The Witcher. But from what I've played of this one, it's fairly enjoyable. Destiny. I've not got Destiny 2, to be honest. I got this one. I wanted to enjoy it. Played it quite a lot, and I just, for what it was really repetitive, and I don't know, it's not a bad game, but it's definitely not one of my favourite games, and I've actually uninstalled it at the moment. I've got 2 hard drives on my Xbox, 2 TB hard drives, but I've actually uninstalled this because I can't see me going back to it. Doom, this was a good game. I'm into all the Doom games, especially 3. 3 is my favourite. I've said that before, but this remade version was very good. It has a bit of a Halo-y feeling to it. Fast combat, brutal kills. Finished it anyway, a good game. Dying Light. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to number 2. Finish this one. Very good game. You're into zombies and Dead Island, and I love Dead Island. I have the Dead Island definitive editions of both the other ones on my Xbox One installed, and I absolutely love this one as well. This one doesn't disappoint. Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition. The best version to own of Fallout 4. All the DLC. Played through all of them. Obviously the glitch on Nuka World stopped me progressing. But Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Yeah, another good game. A lot of people's favourite game. I enjoyed it. If you're into, I love these open world games, where you can just get lost. So if you like them, yeah, that's a good one. Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. I haven't played too much of this one. Played probably a couple of hours. Enjoyed what I played of it, but the New Order's still my favourite. Obviously the Old Blood, again, same as the one I've just shown. Only played a couple of hours of this one. I wanted to finish them in order, really, that they came out. So this will be the next one that I get to. Shadow of Mordor. This was one of the first games I picked up when I first got the Xbox. Enjoyed the combat. I really loved the Lord of the Rings films, so obviously this was a must. And when I read all the reviews, I had to get it. I've never finished it as yet, but I have enjoyed what I played of it. Obviously I had to get Shadow of War. In my opinion, this is a better game than Shadow of Mordor. The first one's brilliant, this one's even better. I'd recommend them both if you're going to get them, but Quantum Break. This was a good little game, made by the people of Alan Wake, and I loved Alan Wake. I finished Alan Wake, but I've not finished this one of yet. It's another one of them games that's in my backlog. There's that many, but I will get back to it and finish it. Black Ops 3, good game. My son's put tons of time into this one. Probably more time than he has Black Ops 4, to be honest, but yeah, I recommend it. He seems to love it. Zombie Army Trilogy, great game. Again, if you're into from the makers of this company, this is a must. This is better than Strange Brigade. Definitely. I got right to the last mission on this game and then got stuck, which was annoying, but Mafia 3, another great game if you're into open world. I enjoyed this one. It's better than Watch Dogs, in my opinion, but obviously not as good as GTA. But the soundtrack was amazing on this one. And I like the old-fashioned feel, and the characters were really good. Zoo Tycoon, not a bad game. I enjoyed playing this one. One of my sons as well likes this one. Yeah, what can I say? It's like a good little fun game, a bit like No Man's Sky. You can just chill out on this one and just have fun. Yeah, it's not bad. Rainbow Six Siege, one of the best multiplayer games you can get. Everybody knows about Rainbow Six Siege. Great game, many hours put into this. It's multiplayer only. I'm not a massive fan of multiplayer only games, but this one does it very well. Legacy Edition, Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered. Finished them both, obviously. Modern Warfare Remastered was the best. Multiplayer was excellent. Infinite Warfare was surprisingly okay, the story. I enjoyed it. The story mode on it, but the multiplayer was trash, to be honest. The zombies were okay, but if you want multiplayer, definitely Modern Warfare Remastered on that one, not the other one. Battlefield 1, not bad. That's all I can say about it, not bad, really. I preferred Hardline, to be honest, to this. I don't know what it was. Some people like it, some people don't. I thought it was average. Zombie, good little game. I like where it was the setting in like London, and I like that you have to go and pick your backpack up and that off your dead body previously. Good game, it's quite unique. Halo 5 Guardians, brilliant. If you're into Halo, it's alright. Still, Halo 3 is my favourite Halo game, but yeah, what can I say? It's Halo. Finished it. Rocket League Collector's Edition. Had this one digitally since it first came out, but got the box version as well. Tons of hours put into this one. What can I say? Yeah, not a bad game. Football and racing. Resident Evil Biohazard. Never finished this one just yet, but I like the idea, the way they went with it in the first person perspective. I actually enjoyed it. I thought they did a really good job of this one, and it's quite frightening. A bit like Alien Isolation, which I have installed digitally, that one. Both of them are quite make you jump. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Good game. Not, in my opinion, not as good as the first Revelations, but still worth the play if you're a Resident Evil fan. Rise, Son of Rome. This one is an absolutely brilliant game, I think. It still looks really good, to say it's one of the launch titles. Really good. I'm into all that sort of combat like this, so I'd recommend that one to anybody. Rare Replay. Good little game. If you're into the old school games, I enjoyed this one. Played it quite a bit. There's a lot of good games there to keep you busy as well. State of Decay 2 Ultimate Edition. I had this pre-ordered when it first came out. I know a lot of people played it on the Game Pass. Well, I've got the first State of Decay digitally, the Year 1 edition. But this one, they're both really good, but this one edges it for me. That one's even better than the first one. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. I don't know what it was. I really wanted to enjoy this and just I couldn't get into it really. I don't know whether it was the combat, which I'm not really into, but I wanted to enjoy that one more than I actually did. Worms Battlegrounds, again, another Worms game. Alright for short periods of time, but nothing really long term. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. The better version of the already good Bulletstorm, which I've finished. I've not actually finished the remastered version yet, but yeah, very good games, Bulletstorm. COD World War 2. I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought the that war mode thing where you could like have big scale battles and take points on this was very good, and the multiplayer was very good as well. Zombies not so much. But Evolve. Good game for what it was. Enjoyed it. I know like the servers and that are gone or whatever are dead now, but it got a lot of hate, this game, but it actually was very enjoyable. Resident Evil Origins Collection. I think this is the first one and 0 or something. Not played much of this version of it, but yeah, not bad again if you're a Resident Evil fan. UFC. Good game. This is about the newest UFC I have. Well, I don't have the 2 and 3, but good what I've played of it. I like the new controls and that. First Evil Within, good game, terrifying. If you're not a fan of horror games, don't play it because it makes you jump, but it's a good game. This one I've played more of, the second one. They're both equally as good as each other. I found this one slightly easier than the first one, to be honest, but I'd recommend them both. Far Cry Primal. I really enjoyed what they did with the old school setting and that. I enjoyed this. I've got right to the end. That's the thing with these videos. I've got right to the end, but not finished it. But I definitely will because I enjoyed it. I have finished this one, number 5. This one and number 3 are my favourite Far Cries. This one were really good. I like what they did. I've yet to pick up New Dawn. I will do, but it's not top of my list, to be honest. Number 4, another great game. Same sort of feel as 3 and 5, but 3 and 5 are my favourites. This one just behind, and Primal's right up there as well. I enjoy him. Overwatch, another multiplayer game. Very good game for what it does. If you're into multiplayer games like this and Rainbow Six Siege and that, it's definitely worth a play. It has a feel of Team Fortress 2 to it, Overwatch, but everybody knows about Overwatch. Prey, good game. This is another one in that list that I've not put enough time into it, and I'll go back to it. A bit like Quantum Break and that. But from what I have played, yeah, I like that one. Gears of War 4. This was a great game. Finished all the Gears of War games. I'm excited for Gears 5. I'd recommend that one to any Gears fans. Same as this, Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Finished it that many times and got the first one in many versions, but this one really was an improvement. I love the fact that they added in extra chapters and things. Yeah, that was a quality remaster. And finally, last one in the physical collection, Deus Ex. I think this is it Mankind Divided, this one? Yeah. That again, that's in the pile. Not played it enough. I will do. but just not got around to it yet. Right, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.